EWD or EWDX? When is the X worth the extra money? What extra features does it have? And what does the P have to do with it? My name's Felix and this is Sennheiser. The Evolution Wireless digital family is the successor to our Evolution Wireless G4 and brings the advantages of digital wireless and Sennheiser sound quality into current live environments and workflows. Offering lossless quality, reliability and ease of use that only digital systems can provide, it has become a trusted choice of wireless microphone systems. And while EWD takes a minimalist approach with no compromises in quality, EWDX is designed to give you maximum flexibility and better scalability. On the other hand, EWDP shrinks everything to a portable size, which is ideal for, but not limited to, the use with cameras. With the Evolution Wireless digital family sharing essential common features amongst all members, we can mix and match devices from different branches of the family. So, what does the entire lineup look like? Let's first look at transmitters. Both EWD and EWDX offer an SK body pack for head mics and lavalier mics. You can also get SKM handheld transmitters with interchangeable capsules for both systems. For EWDX, you can get the TS table stand for a gooseneck microphone. These come with a 3-pin or 5-pin XLR plug in case you want to have an LED ring on your microphone that lights up when it's on. These are wirelessly chargeable with our CHG2W charging pad, so you won't have to remove your battery if you don't plan on using it more than 10 hours at a time. And this is where EWDP comes into play, because its SKP transmitter can connect to pretty much any XLR and 3.5mm microphone, regardless of whether it needs phantom power. It can also record onto a micro SD card. But why are you talking about a filmmaking solution when this is clearly about two systems for stage applications, you might ask? Well, the good thing is that everything in this entire lineup is compatible with everything. So EWD transmitters do work with EWDX receivers and vice versa, and the same is true for EWDP. So if you want to upgrade further down the line, you can get an EWDX transmitter to use with your EWD receiver and it will work just fine. You just don't get the features reserved for EWDX, which we'll get to in a bit. As for receivers, the choice for EWD is pretty straightforward because there is just one EM unit, a single channel receiver with analog outputs fitting into a half-width rack unit. The same, except the size, is true for EWDP EK because it's basically the same tech packed into a miniature form factor. EWDX will give you two channels in the same form factor with EM2 or EM2 Dante, which gives you the advantages of network audio with AES67 compliance. If you want to double down on that, you can fill an entire rack unit with EM4 Dante. All of the transmitters can be powered with the BA70 battery, except EWDX TS, but you can charge that one directly via USB-C. The BA70 always gives you 12 hours of runtime, however, if you don't have enough BA70s, AA batteries will also work. There are a few options for charging your BA70s, the simplest of which would be the L70 USB. It's a dual charger where your batteries slide in from the front. You connect any USB Type-C power source and they charge. Pretty standard, right? An added convenience of EWDX transmitters is that you can charge them without taking out the battery. That's where the CHG70N-C comes in, which is a charging dock for EWDX SK, SKM and standalone BA70 batteries. On top of that, it also offers network connectivity so you can monitor your battery percentage from Sennheiser Control Cockpit or Wireless Systems Manager. You can daisy chain up to 5 of these together using only one network cable because it supports power over Ethernet. However, if you prefer a rack-mounted solution, you can use the modular L6000. Depending on what modules you equip it with, it can charge up to 8 BA70s at once. L6000 also supports network-based monitoring of your battery percentage. All well and good, but how does it look in practice? Well, all of the receivers can be controlled via numerous pieces of software that each suit different use cases. If you want to set them up from your phone, you can use the Smart Assist app and configure up to 16 channels via Bluetooth. Not Smart Control, that one's for your Bluetooth headphones. Because of EWDX's network capabilities, there are a bit more options for configuring it. If you're on a PC or Mac, you can use Wireless Systems Manager and configure your receivers over the network. You can also set up a Sennheiser Control Cockpit server, which is best for permanent installations where the network your devices are in will always be the same. It has a web server integrated, so you won't have to install any client software and you can access it over the browser. You can also subscribe to the Pro version of Soundbase, which is especially useful if you're using systems from multiple vendors. It's a cloud-based solution which gives you cross-platform frequency coordination and device control. Of course, you can also set up your devices with the buttons on the front, which is going to be the slowest. When it comes to pairing a transmitter and a receiver, most wireless microphone systems use infrared signals like a traditional TV remote, but with a range of just a few centimeters. And this analogy fits quite well because even though it has worked fine over the years, it's known to be unreliable in bright environments. So just like modern smart TV remotes are shifting over to radio signals instead of infrared, EWD, DX and DP use Bluetooth for pairing. That means you just need to press the sync button on the transmitter and the receiver, they shake hands and you're done. Doesn't matter where you position your devices as long as they're in Bluetooth range. Now, how do the members of the Evolution Wireless Digital family actually compare? First, it has to be said that all of them offer the same pristine sound quality. The digital transmission not only facilitates better sound quality than analog systems, but also has a 1.9 milliseconds latency and an intermodulation-free operation allowing equidistant spacing between the carrier frequencies. That means no more complicated frequency calculations, and the difference between the carrier frequencies can finally be the same. All three systems also cover 100 meters of RF range and can be set up via the Smart Assist app. Again, not Smart Control. However, this is where the similarities end. One of the differences you'll notice pretty quickly is that EWDX, SK and SKM have got an e-ink display, which is mainly used for identification and optionally also configuration, though the app will be faster. E-ink means that the text will stay visible when the device is turned off because it only consumes energy changing the text. So you won't have to turn the transmitter on to identify it. For EWD, because they don't have the display, we have the color coding set. While EWD SK always comes with a 3.5mm TRS input, EWDX SK can also be had with a 3-pin input. EWDX SKM also offers an additional feature, which is that it either comes with an SKM or an SKM-S with a switch. That switch can be programmed to either mute your audio or your RF signal. In any case, you can disable the mute function in all of the respective softwares. As for the receivers, unlike EWD, EWDX offers network connectivity via Ethernet ports on the back. So all EWDX receivers can be controlled via WSM if you prefer client software, Sennheiser Control Cockpit if you prefer a server to access via your browser, or Soundbase, which is the latest cloud-based solution. If you choose one of the Dante versions, you always get multiple Ethernet ports. EM2 Dante has 3, EM4 Dante has 4. All of them can either be used for Dante and Control at once, or they can be split up to only Control and only Dante. Redundancy with primary and secondary Dante ports is always possible. And what else can you do with an Ethernet port? Exactly, power over Ethernet. With EWDX, EM2 and EM2 Dante, you can take advantage of PoE, save some rack space for the cables and possibly a rack unit for a power strip. EM4 needs too much power for PoE, which is why it has an IEC 3-pin power plug. All EWDX components support 256-bit AES encryption, so no one can receive your transmitter's RF signal unauthorized. EWDX receivers also offer direct headphone monitoring via a 6.3mm headphone jack. And this is also available with EWDP EK as a 3.5mm connector. And of course, with EWDX EM2 being able to receive 2 signals, EWDX offers double the channel density per rack unit, possibly saving you an antenna splitter. If you really want to avoid having one of those, you can daisy chain up to 4 EM4 Dante units, giving you 16 channels with 2 antennas. 2 because of diversity. And speaking of a higher channel count, this is also the case in the RF spectrum, because EWDX has an 88 MHz bandwidth compared to just 56 on EWD and DP. You can get up to 146 channels using only EWDX. If you set it to link density mode, you can even get 293. It's just 90 on EWD, which is frankly still quite a lot. So, should you get the D, the X or the P? EWD introduces the core features of a wireless microphone system with uncompromised Sennheiser sound quality and reliability while not breaking the bank. And EWDP shrinks down EWD to the most compact size, which mainly enables filmmakers to benefit from the ecosystem. EWDX, on the other hand, offers cutting-edge features, a high flexibility and scalability. It can be used in multiple environments, including big festivals and permanent installations. And the network capabilities not only enable you to control everything remotely, but also save you lots of cables if you use them in a Dante network. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the Sennheiser channel so you don't miss out on upcoming training videos. I'm Felix, and I'll see you next time.